to deal with whatever issue that presents, itself. My name is Omo If a Piece of Semer. You can call me if for short. I just add the other titles, that I've been able to garner from family members. Now, this is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show where we, give you not just a run for your money, but just to make your stay on the dial, worthwhile, right? We started off with the news already, but that's not to say that we've been able to, bring you up to speed with all that is happening, all right? So this hour, we're going to be looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, and I would also intimate you on certain things that you need to know for today. Of course, it will be followed very closely with Sports on Eagles Wings by Vicky Vic, the sports minister on radio, right? And just after that, it will be time for us to talk politics and current affairs. That's talking about Eagles Outlook built for 9 a.m. this morning. And, I'd always want to give you a heads up, right? So we're going to be looking at the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. That's the ICPC. It has actually issued a very stern warning to local government officials and also emphasizing that undermining the Supreme Court's judgment on local government autonomy will attract severe penalties, including jail term or time if you like. So we want to see really if this warning from the ICPC can indeed have a bite on, corruption across different tiers of government, from the local, the state, and even the federal, just as some Nigerians have always, posited. So these are the issues we're really going to be looking at the 9 o'clock hour this morning on Eagles Outlook. Well, of course, at 10 a.m., it'll be time for the General Open Banter, but it's going to be an abridged show because we've got bills to pay at that time as well. So just bear in mind, but the General Open Banter today is going to be an abridged show. And of course, at 11 a.m., we will be right here to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings within and around the city of Abuja. But I trust that you slept and woke up well this morning, and most importantly, you woke up on the right side of the bed and not the wrong side of the bed. All right, just to quickly let you know also that we have a very strong presence across social media platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, now X, and also TikTok, all at Eagles FM Abuja. But at the moment, this show is being streamed live on YouTube and Facebook, and we'd like to encourage you really to go take a look at our state of the art studios right there on YouTube and Facebook. You might as well leave a comment, right, even as we go conversational on the big news stories for the day, all right, at Eagles FM Abuja on Facebook and also on YouTube. But the beautiful thing about these platforms, when you subscribe, you get first-hand access to whatever it is that we publish, across these platforms right here. So it costs nothing really to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just subscribe, click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we publish or we're live on YouTube. That's for the YouTube. On Facebook, follow and like the page. It's very, very important. All right. And that being said, today is actually a remarkable day, really. It is the International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mine Action. All right. So mines, explosive remnants of war, and improvised explosive devices continue to cause death and injury, especially in situations of armed conflict. Now, on average, one person is killed or injured by such explosive device every hour. Now, many children are among the victims, unfortunately. Now, the use of improvised explosive devices has actually expanded over the years, terrorizing civilians and threatening humanitarian actors and United Nations missions and personnel. Well, this year, the International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mine Action will be commemorated under the theme Safe Futures Starts Here. Safe Futures Start Here. Now, that's the theme for this year. I'll leave it there this morning because of time. Now, let me quickly intimate you on 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. We're starting off with the latest development in Rivers State. The High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, the state capital, has issued an order restraining the police, the Department of Security Services, services and others from arresting Edison Ehie, the suspended chief of staff behalf to Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Now, the court presided over by Justice IPC Igwe issued the order in a motion brought before it by Ehie, who is the claimant and also the applicant. Away from Rivers State, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) said on Thursday that the petition seeking the recall of the senator representing Kogi Central, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, failed to meet the constitutional requirement, as only 43.86% of registered voters in the 5 local government areas signed the recall notice. Now, we've also seen, consequently, reactions from the suspended senator. I mean, I follow her personally on Instagram, and she's been able to, pen some very, amazing and maybe heart-touching words, to this effect on Instagram and probably across other platforms where I am not really, following her at the moment. But she seems, satisfied with the carry-on of the electoral umpire. I mean, in this regards, if at all. But some people from some quarters are still sharing their reservations, with this, development coming from the INEC, saying that the record notice, failed to meet the constitutional requirement. All right, I'll leave it there. Now move on to other matters. We of course know that the vice president already departed Nigeria, that's Abuja, for Dakar, Senegal, where he will represent President Bola Tinubu at the West African nation's 65th independence anniversary celebrations. Now, Senegal marks its Independence Day on April 4 every year, commemorating its liberation from French colonial rule in 1960. Congratulations to the good people of Senegal. All right, and a former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps (NYC), Brigadier General Maharazu Tiga, retired on Thursday, said his captors once planted a bomb close to him, hoping it would explode on its own and kill him. Now, Tiga, who was NYC boss between 2009 and 2011, was kidnapped or was in kidnappers' captivity for 56 days. 56 days. Well, we're not going to make a storm in a teacup over the number of days he actually stayed in captivity, but the most important thing is the fact that he's been, released, right, unhurt. And this should be a thing of joy, for him and his family. And the truth is, he has been recounting the very traumatic, experience that he had while in captivity. But of course, it's actually good news that he has actually been released. Now, the military high command on Thursday said the days of notorious bandit kingpin Kachala Bello Turji are numbered. It specifically dismissed the claims that the military had downscaled operations against herdsmen, terrorists, cattle rustlers, among others, adding that it would remain focused on capturing Turji. Now, well, that's a step in the right direction, if you ask me. Assuring and reassuring, Nigerians and perhaps the people of Katsina State also that the activities of these unscrupulous elements, right, would be brought to an end. It's just a matter of time. We understand also that Katsina State now has a new CP, so he's also, in a meeting press conference, has been able to assure and reassure the people of Katsina State that he's going to, I'm sure he already hit the ground running, so is about to give these hoodlums a run for their money. All right. Now, there was panic in Lagos on Thursday morning when a boat belonging to the Lagos Ferry Services, that's the LAG ferry, suddenly burst into flames at the Ikpakodo Ferry Terminal in Ikorodu, leaving several people injured. Now, sources said the blast, which created a huge fire, started from the engine of the boat. Now, armed men have again invaded some communities in the Bokos local government area of Plateau State, killing no fewer than 10 persons. Boko stakeholders have confirmed it was gathered on Thursday that the attacks took place on Wednesday night and started from Mongor and moved to Dafo to Manguna, Herti, and Tedai communities, all in Plateau State. Now, 10 persons, no fewer than 10 persons killed. It's really very sad. Really very sad. But of course, we are expecting the security operatives, to swing into action, to unravel the true cause and the perpetrators behind, this heinous crime. It's really, really heartbreaking, one would say. Now, a single mom identified as Oluchuku Odo has been taken into custody in Enugu State for allegedly killing her twin sister and daughter in the process. It was gathered on Thursday that a horrific incident occurred at the family home in Umwedenyi, Aji, Enugu, Ezike, Igbo Eze North local government area in the wee hours of Wednesday. But what could be the reason? Why would you want to take your twin sister's life and her daughter's? Well, two farm workers in Delta State, David Tacho and Daniel Oshio, have been arrested by operatives of a state police command for allegedly conspiring and killing the farm manager. The duo are presently in custody, while two other suspects, Pius Daniel and Victor Tacho, are said to be on the run. A Sierra Leonean national, Alhaji Ahmed Shaw, was on Thursday remanded at the Correctional Center by a federal high court sitting in Lagos State for alleged non-declaration of the sum of $90,000 to the Nigerian Customs Service. Now, Justice Dende Dikpeolu ordered the remand of Shaw in the custody of the Nigerian Customs Service following his arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC. I'll leave it there this morning on 10 things that you need to know for today. Now, very quickly, let us take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. Well, starting off with the Nation newspaper this morning, and the big news story there leads with Sule as the kicker. Governors, okay, tax reform bills as passed by reps. President endorsed adjusted VAT. You might want to call it the value added tax or VAT. The second writer says, Senate to pass bills after recess, says Bamidele. You get details or find details on the front page. It continues right on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And this one here says, my abductors planted bomb beside me in captivity, says General Tsiga. You find that one on page 29 of the Nation newspaper this morning. RFI, others not yet in SDP, says state's chairman. Conflicting reports here now. RFI, others, they're not yet in SDP. That's the Social Democratic Party. This coming from state chairman of the party. You find details of our story on page 3 of the Nation newspaper this morning. INEC declares Natasha's recall petition dead. Opponent, we will fight on. You find details on page 3. Traffic locks down Lagos Island and VI. Non-stop chaos for 48 hours. You find that one on page 4. And of course, the governor of Lagos State has indeed apologized to Lagosians, right, for the challenges or inconvenience, this gridlock or traffic lock, or whatever, has actually brought, upon Lagosians. But of course, I also saw a statement made by Reno Mokri, and one would say that those were very, very unguarded, comments coming from Reno Mokri. But are you supposed to be surprised? Maybe not. Maybe it was really expected coming from Reno Mokri, and also looking at his antecedents, telling Lagosians or people who are non-indigents in Lagos State to consider going back to their states of origin if the traffic actually dealt a heavy blow on them. But it's really mind-boggling when people make these kind of comments. And just some days ago, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, he actually called on state governors across the country to emulate what the Sokoto state government or governor is doing at the moment by ensuring that everyone is treated equally and fairly without necessarily rubbing it on the faces of indigents and making them feel less of themselves for not being true indigents of, Sokoto state. But shouldn't that be the case across the country? The non-indigents in Lagos, are they not contributing to the revenue that is being generated, in the state? Anyhow, I'm not going to dwell too much on that. That's just by the way. Now, Benin agog for Kwebolo after tribunal victory. Governor on roadshow. You find that one on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. I'll leave it there very quickly. Let's move on to the Guardian. How vandalism, scavenging, ruin critical assets and also damage economy. You see a photograph right there. Like I always say, it actually speaks over 1,000,000 words just to back up that story. You see vandals and you see like a photograph of depicting a rail line and vandals trying to vandalize and maybe steal these assets. Yes, these are public infrastructure put in place just for Nigerians, for citizens, you and I, to enjoy the dividends of democracy. But amongst us, there are people who are hell-bent on vandalizing these assets, scavengers or what have you. Anyhow you would like to address them, but it's a very, very a sad carry on coming from Nigerians who would also lament that they are not enjoying the dividends of democracy. So if you are one of them, please have a rethink. The earlier the better. You find details of our story, by the way, on pages 4 and 5. And will Lagos ever tame excesses of its agbero? That is an editorial piece right there on the Guardian newspaper. It comes with a big question mark. Will Lagos ever tame excesses of its agbero? All right, that's on page 12. Bode George decries state of nation handling of Natasha and Rivers crisis. You find that one on page 7. Petitioners adamant on Natasha's recall as INEC halts process. You find details on page 6. And U.S. reciprocal tariffs cause stir as the World Trade Organization warns of trade contraction. You find details on page 6. I mean, the ITUC has also come out to share its 2 cents on the carry on of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, with the new tariffs. We've also seen reactions, from other countries, and also the UK is gearing up also to retaliate. So it's somewhat going to have a very strong impact on, the global economy. What impact would that really have on Nigeria's economy in the long run? That's one conversation that we're going to be having in the days to come, by the way. Defense headquarters dismisses Niger's MNJTF withdrawal, vows to eliminate Turji. You find details on page 3. Afenifere cautions over indigent status bill, cites ethnic tension and violence. Afenifere cautions over indigent status bill, cites ethnic tension and violence. You find that one on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Rivers sole administrator considers new 2025 budget. You find details on page 3 as well. I'll leave it there for the Guardian newspaper this morning. Grab a copy to get details, right? And the Daily Trust newspaper leads with Tinubu's political advisor, Hakeem Baba Ahmed, resigns. Tinubu's political advisor, Hakeem Baba Ahmed, resigns. You find details on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. But what could be his reason, for resigning? You find details once again right on page 3, and that's just about it for the Daily Trust newspaper, because it's been more of congratulatory messages, pouring out to Engineer Bashir Bayo or Julari. That's the new NMPCL boss, and of course the chairman, Engineer Ahmadu Kida Musa, right? And this message is actually from Chief Government Bemukpolo, that's Tom Polo, congratulating the duo of Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari and Engineer Ahmadu Kida Musa. But of course, our fingers are crossed, and we're just wishing them the very best as the steady affairs of the NNPCL. The Punch newspaper leads with Trump's tariff threatens $10 billion U.S. Nigeria trade. Trump's tariff threatens $10 billion U.S. Nigeria trade. 2 riders underneath that one. 25-year duty-free partnership in danger. Nigerian American Commerce Chamber worries. And the second writer says Nigeria's crude revenue may plunge as U.S. begins enforcement on Wednesday. Nasima raises concerns. Like I said before, we're definitely going to chew on this in the days to come. All right, but you find details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Botched recall is the kicker. PDP Natasha alert INEC as petitioners mobilize constituents. You find that one on page 2. Afinefere rejects National Assembly bill on indigenship by marriage. You find details on page 42 of the Punch newspaper. Foreign trips is the kicker. Opposition slams Tinubu Shetima for wasteful spending. That's also on page 42 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Hyenas nearly killed me in kidnapper's den. This statement is credited to the ex-NYC DG Tsiga. All right, you find details on page 41. And maximum tears. Lagos commuters groan as Independence Bridge closure bites hard. You'll find details of our story on page 7. And then Senate to review tax reform bills after Easter celebrations. You find details on page 42. Oyo Titans security ahead of Alafin's Saturday coronation. Details on page 13. I'll leave it there for the Punch newspaper. Grab a copy to get details. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper is not leading differently anyway from the Punch newspaper. It says how Trump's new tariffs will affect Nigeria. You find details of our story on page 5. Another 15 killed in Plateau communities. Details on page 26. Amotekun busts a visa. Kidnap syndicate in Ondo. A rider underneath it says arrest 61 suspected kidnappers. Other criminals rescues 72 from captivity. You find details on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Uromi is the kicker. Edo Kano leaders have taken action. This statement is credited to the defense headquarters. You find details on page 5. Anambra 2025, 11 aspirants seek APC, Labour Party, you might want to call it the LUP, and PDP tickets to confront Soludo. Details on page 24. NNPC board is the kicker. LND accuses Tinubu of ethnic bias in appointments. Details on page 30. Kidnappers exposed us to military rockets. General Siga talking there. We were kept on mountain with hyenas and snakes and even scorpions. Not just snakes, not just scorpions, even hyenas. And a bomb, according to General Siga, was actually planted very close to him. Is God not wonderful? You find details on page 24, by the way. Now, Natasha survives recall as INEC rejects petitioner's bid, says constitutional requirements not met. You find details of that one on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. I'll leave it there. The last but not the least will be the Vanguard newspaper. Why bid to recall Akpoti Uduagan failed? This is by INEC. 1, 2, 3, 4 riders underneath that headline. The first one says, a petition falls short of 29,146 signatories. INEC shouldn't have entertained petition from onset. Akpoti Uduagan is the one talking there now. And then Kogi Central constituents thank INEC for recognizing 208,132 signatures. And the last rider says, vow to proceed with recall process. You find details on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Rivers Sole Administrator cancels pending procurement tender processes. You find that one on page 12. And then Senate will consider tax reform bills after resumption. This is coming from the leader, Bamidele. You find details on page 26. Tribunal victory is the kicker. Benin stands still for Kwebolo as Oba prays. Details on page 12. And then Uromi killings is the kicker. Political leadership of Edo Kano have settled issue. Defense headquarters talking there. Details on page 9. Day 2 of Independence Bridge closure. Chaos as Lagosians groan and blame government. I wasn't aware of closure. This is coming from the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. You find details on page 10. And I think we have a lone spot story right here on page 32, by the way. FIFA rankings. Super Eagles up 1 spot out of Africa's top 5. Details on page 32. And best believe that Vicky Vic will do justice to that at the 8 o'clock hour this morning. I'll leave it there this morning for the national dailies and, of course, the stories making the rounds. Let's quickly go pay some bills. When we come back, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents on these big news stories. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
It don't happen, oh! Hey! Bros, wetin happen? Now the new Inner City Land promo from My Abuja Home Limited, where they help small man. My Abuja Home is giving a 45% discount promo for their estate land at Giri. 45% discounted land promo for Giri? Which Giri? The same Giri you know in FCT Abuja. Wait first, the Giri that is 10 minutes from Abuja Airport? Yes. Giri when are 20 minutes from Abuja Town? Yes. That has the Army Barrack, Police Housing Estate, Immigration Office? Yes. The same Giri that is opposite University of Abuja staff quarters? Exactly. For the Inner City promo, My Abuja Home Limited is selling 300 square meters plot for 2.8 million naira. Sure. 500 square meter plot for 3.5 million naira. Oh my God. You can even pay in installments. Pay small. These prices are very affordable. Polo, give me their number, beg. Just call 080-888-37426. That is 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824. That is 080-827-23824. Or if you visit their website for www.myabujahome.com. So call now. This special promo offer is for a limited period only. So hurry. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
We're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is the pages live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. At this juncture, the studio lines are open and you can call us on 0908-766-8888 or 0907 353-0044. These are the numbers to call this morning. You can as well send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909-705-44 and 50. Please, when you call in to share your thoughts, do well to stay civil, avoid the use of vulgar or obscene language. You might as well maintain 2 minutes or less so we can accommodate diverse views. Do not also forget to turn down the volume of your radio set. Hello and good morning to you.
Good morning. How am I saying?
Good morning, Moses. Good to have you this morning.
Night. What's your night?
Very well, thank you.
I hope you're
the coffee guy is still on suspension, so we'll see what we can do about that anyway.
Okay. Wonderful. Please, they should do that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You have been a blessing on this station.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. The military assured Nigerians that the issue of 2G will soon be a past story. We will see the capture.
Right.
I think we are praying for them, but they shouldn't just be on the headlines because 2G has been making headlines since last year, almost 2 to 3 years ago. So enough is enough. In fact, I don't know the kind of life that young man is living. Hunting human beings in the bush as if you are hunting animals. I think that the military should value the life. I know they have been trying, but more efforts to them. We are praying for them because the news of this young man is getting so. Sometimes he will come out and begin to boast that the military know where he is. They look at him now. This is where he's staying. They know. So I believe that what is behind the inability to capture this young man? I believe that they should look at innocent souls, life, blood that has gone to make sure that this man is being brought to book.
Right.
Then another 15 killed in Plateau. That is another thing again. People are dying every day. Every day we hear these people are dying. I think these are promisable people that have a future hope. So you just excommunicated their life prematurely like that. It's a great concern. Then finally, I know shut down the petition against Natasha because of lack of marriage. I think they should allow this woman alone. I don't know why. That is why it's so difficult that some of our females will not like to involve themselves in politics. They should not. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Moses. Thank you for your contribution this morning. 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888 are the numbers to call this morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. How am I faith?
Good morning, Abdul. Good to have you.
As you did this morning.
Yes, very well, thank you.
I'm very happy for Natasha. It's a good one.
All right.
Because if you watch the video, when Natasha came home, you will know that she really has a lot of supporters. So I'm very happy for her.
Okay.
How am I faith?
Yes, please.
This issue of indigene or not indigene, I think they should do something about it, really. Because I see people like us, like me now, I'm talking to you. I've been in Niger State since 1985. Since 1985. And let's say, for instance, I want to contest for anything. They will say you are not an indigene. You see? So what they say in Lagos is very, very bad. Nigeria is for all of us.
Right.
So please, there should be nothing like indigene or no indigene once you are from this country. Then the issue of NMPC, I'm very happy for that. The new board should do something about this fuel issue. You see, fuel is being sold 950 naira again. Instead of it to come down, it's now going up. Then the issue of 2G. In fact, I believe the security agency, they don't want to catch 2G yet. If not, 2G is not a spirit. It's a human being like us. You see, I cannot see how human being will be killing human being for fun. Imagine. On Saturday, I watched one video. These bandits, they are doing Eid prayer in the forest. And they have their own drone flying on the sky. When I watch it, I say, what is this? In this country, in Kaduna here, you can see how much it is. It's very, very bad. Every day we hear killing, which is very bad.
Right.
So the federal government should do something about it so that we will not be hearing all this killing every day.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God help Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God help people FM.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
So
Bye.
much, Abdul. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Amanti.
Good morning, GB. Good to have you this morning.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes. Where are you calling from, though?
I'm calling from last time.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yes, I always go to your station each time you are presenting. I don't know why it is so, but it's only when you are presenting I usually get your station. So thank you for that.
Thank you, GB.
The issue of Natasha should not surprise anybody. It can only surprise those healers and the rest. There's no way you can recall a senator or a rep or house member in Nigeria with the rules stated there. It's not possible. We tried building Illuminati. It's not possible. Let me tell you, in all our election, we have not gotten up 30% of the registered voter voting in any election. They added the US 50% plus to come and recall. Registered voter, not those who voted for the registered voter. I mean, it's a tax impossible. And I will say it again, it's a tax impossible because if you cannot get 30% to come and vote without the excitement campaign, money spent going from grassroots, going from place to place, you can't get 30% of registered voter to vote. How dare do you want within 3 or 4 days, you want to get 50% registered voter? So the voter you start to then apply. Registered voter.
GB.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Dinomelai was prevented from coming back again. So all those people should have realized their energy. You don't have wasted their money effort till they are recalling her. They are waiting for 227 and make sure they don't allow her to come. The way they dealt with Dinomelai, and it's not too late. Them go and rely themselves. Even the government of Okoki State, they are giving her unnecessary publicity by saying she should not come, posting coffee. They just give unnecessary publicity. The lady should not be treated like that. I mean, he's having a punishment. He has not been a good representation in the House of in the Senate chamber. He has just allowed her to finish this 4 years and perhaps coming back. Then the issue of insecurity. You see, I want to commend our
our military and police, and they are doing great work. They have killed and captured and killed many commanders of this Boko Haram or bandits. So Gubu have been killed. Buhari Daji have been killed. A lot of them have been killed. What Tuji is just escaped by a whisker. They got the son. They got one of some of his lieutenants. It's just a matter of time. They will get him. So let's appreciate what they are doing. Okay. And let's give effort to what they are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GB. Thank you. All right. Well, let's see this message we have on the Facebook page. This is from Oza Francis Namani, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. It says, good morning from here, and thank God it's Friday. Yes, government should collaborate and work out strategies to tackle the incidences of farmers, herders, a clash, hunger, hardship, and other economic challenges facing the country. Honestly, the poor masses are really suffering. May God help us. Also, Francis, thank you so much for your contribution and always watching us live. I mean, whenever we go live on YouTube and Facebook, best believe also Francis Namani, will be there to watch the conversation as it unfolds. Thank you so much. Now 09073530044 or 09087668888 are still the numbers to call this morning to be part of the pages. Let's hear from you. What is your reaction to the big news stories making the rounds across Nigerian newspapers this morning? Leave a voice note or a message on the WhatsApp portal number, which is 0909-705-4450. Hello and good morning to you. Hello.
Yes. Good morning, Princess.
Good morning, Obasanjo.
It's Aluta Senator Obasanjo calling you from Nigeria. Are they inside me now?
All right.
So, thank you. Things happening. Why most of the media aides will not be resigned? Why? Because the policies, Joe Ajaero resigned. We didn't even ask questions. Why? What made Joe Ajaero resign as a spokesperson? Daniel Bwala replaces.
Joe Ajaero was spokesperson to who?
Thank you, Mr. President. It was the media aide, was a spokesperson to Mr. President Tinubu. Now these ones are resigned. Do you know what makes them to resign? Because of the policies, the phone policies that is not yielding, policies that is not progressing Nigerians, policies that it's killing Nigerians. Making Nigerians difficult to live. In your home, you are difficult. You cannot have. You are not feeling fine to live. A general complaint today. General, let me tell you, Princess. That time I was not been calling your stations in my community. Do you know how many people killed by the bandits? Do you know how many people? The millions of naira. The whole community will be finally complete in a year. We will pay ransom. Then we have a failed government in the country. A government that failed from the top down to, from the presidency, the legislative, the judiciary, all the arms of the government, all of them. Not talked about the security personnel. If a general will be kidnapped and be crying in the damn shit of banditry, who are you? The judge. You fail Nigerians.
But he's been released. General Tiga has been released, Obasanjo.
And that is why he's crying now. He's telling the story. Let me tell you the story of my community. I am the community leader of my place.
Obasanjo, in all sincerity, right, I must be very honest with you. I think a couple of days back when you called in on the show, you just have a way of, passing a message with so much emotions. And at the end of the day, you end up deviating from the very essence of the conversation that you'd like to have on radio. First of all, this station stands for, factual claims or claims that can be substantiated. And consequently, we've taken it upon ourselves by way of enlightening the public that any claim at all, whatever it is that you heard out there and you want to talk about it on radio, if you've not fact-checked it, if you've not verified it, we will not accommodate it right here. You might want to do that, somewhere else. I mean, there are a truckload of radio stations in Abuja, but right here, we will not accommodate fake news or claims that cannot be substantiated. I just wanted to let you have a field day, but at this point in time, I'm afraid we just have to let you go because you've made claims. I mean, they cannot be substantiated, and your carry on is really, really, really disturbing, especially in recent times. Obasanjo, I would have to let you go now. Thank you. Yes, as a journalist, I'm telling you now, because you started off by saying that Joe Ajaero was a spokesperson to the president. Well, Obasanjo, thank you so much for calling, all right? You might just have to adjust, or else I'm very sure that you know what would come afterwards. Thank you very much. 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp auto number on 0909-705-44 and 50. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Ibrahim Musa from Gurara Local Government of Niger State.
Good to have you, Ibrahim Musa. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I just want to talk on the issue of indigenship. There are a lot of laws in Nigeria that were not well regulated before passing it on. Take, for example, they say if you spend 9 years in any given place in Nigeria as a Nigerian, you can enjoy cultural rights and political rights, which is very, very wrong indeed. During the time of Nwosu, during Babangida's regime, the man that annulled June 12, we have what is called Option A4. Option A4. You can live anywhere in the country, but with due process. And then if you want to do politics, go back to your place. That option A4 means you should go to where you were born, where everybody knows your character. Hello, are we together?
Yes, please, I'm with you. Please go ahead.
Yes. Where they know your character, they know your everything. Because they take politics for granted. Politics was another ideology that God helped human being with to arrange him. Him go to his own state and do politics. It is a good person from a good family there. If some people different from, people from different place, they come to your place, they overpopulate you in your own place and take over your politics. Then what will be left for you as indigenous, as the owner of your own place? So let the government look where they are supposed to amend in the constitution. They are not doing it. We are talking about how Nigerian people will eat good food, sleep well, and be comfortable in life, not to be making noise here and there, Natasha or this or that. So it is the politicians that have caused this serious insecurity in the country. Their own is just to win elections. They don't care about the security of the people. So please let them rethink, and then save the lives of Nigerian people. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for your contribution right there. All right, and let's see if we can take some of the messages that we have on the WhatsApp portal already. Samia from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister. I'm just going to stand on the existing protocols. Samia from Kuje, thank you so much. Please let us know that people like Omokri does not mean well to the masses of this country. He talks without chewing his words, and people like him are the ones, trying to divide this country with the unguarded words. Let us do and say what will unite us and not divide us, please. Now that the NNPCL has gotten a new management or board, I hope they will wake up and do the needful and stop the blame games between them and Dangote. In as much as I don't support the killings in Uromi, Edo State, my question is, the killings in Jos, Benue, and other places in the country, are the people killed in these areas not human beings that nobody is saying or doing anything about it? So in this country, there are those that their lives are more important and valued than others. I fear for this country. May God deliver us from the self-inflicted hardship, insecurity, and pain in Jesus' name. Amen. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you so much, Samuel from Kuje. All right. Now let's quickly go pay this bill. When we come back, I'll continue with the contributions that we have on the WhatsApp portal. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Please listen to this announcement. Members of 51 regular course set of Nigerian Defense Academy marking their 25 years in service. Team 51 regular course at 25, strengthening unity by rekindling camaraderie to safeguard the future. Special guest of honor, General C.G. Musa, Chief of Defense Staff. Major activities: launch of group life insurance policy for the course, honoring of our deceased course mates and our instructors from Nigerian Defense Academy, health awareness lectures and sports competitions. Dates: Saturday, 5th April 2025. Time: 6 p.m. prompt. Venue: Armed Forces Officers Mess, Asokoro, Abuja. Announcer: Colonel A.O. Gwento, Chairman, Organizing Committee, 51 regular course.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
And we're back. Thank you so much for staying on this dial. All right. Now, let's continue with the contributions we have on the WhatsApp portal. Natasha is loved by her people. Forget the kangaroo recall signatures. Chinonso from Suleja. Thank you for that message. And Okenemano Austin from Adona, Sarawak State. It's been a while, by the way. It says, Natasha is the hero of our time. She is the Deborah of our time, the Queen Amina of the 21st century. Natasha Akpoti Udwagan, please continue with the fight and never give up. God would give you victory. Your enemies would be put to shame. Okenemano, thank you for that message. And Yusuf from Wusetu says, good morning, my sister Amoefe. On imposition of tariff by Trump, I don't think we have a moral justification to criticize Trump for imposing 14% tariff on goods from Nigeria when we are charging 27% on our American imports, and when our leaders have done the same thing to us locally. We all know that the first love of this government is the imposition of high tariffs and taxes on essentials such as electricity, import duties, port charges, etc., and all manner of unfair trade practices, which has led to spiral inflation in the country. This has also negatively affected small and medium-scale enterprises, manufacturers, and exports. Yet, we want our economy to improve. To me, Trump is simply giving us a dose of our poison. Have a nice day, Yusuf. Thank you. But just like I said before, we're going to be having a conversation in this regard, like in the days to come, and we'll really, be glad to have you listen and also share your 2 cents, right? When the time is right. Abbas reporting from Dusit says, "Good morning, Omoefe. Concerning the high rate of kidnappers or kidnapping activities going on in Nigeria, I think the high rate of insecurity is as a result of poor policing and poor investigating policing. Okay." The Nigerian police have over time failed in their responsibility to carry out continuous investigation after a kidnapped victim has been released. Insecurity, that's not the end. It's ridiculous. Once a victim is let go, the police forget about it, when they ought to have picked up this individual, get vital information from him, and continue investigations until this criminals, kidnappers are apprehended. We can't solve this problem of insecurity and kidnapping if our police is not proactive enough. Our security agencies need to do more. The NSA needs to draw out a security blueprint for adequate security in Nigeria. The NSA, as of today, is not doing its job properly. It needs to sit up and liberate Nigerians from the hands of these criminals. Abbas reporting from Dusit, thank you. You might as well suggest ways in which the NSA can actually perform better, all right? As opposed to just drawing a security blueprint, all right? And now let's quickly take a listen to the voice notes that we have on the WhatsApp portal, all right? And we have this one from Salasi. Good morning to you, Salasi. All right. Okay.
Omoefe, the Adeze of Eagle FM 1. My name is Salasi.
Good to have
Sending
you.
this voice note from Turkey.
Right.
They say 3G days are numbers. I don't think military is supposed to be even talking about 3G. They should go underground. They should use their intelligence. America didn't make noise about Bin Laden. is when after capturing, making sure that they've killed Bin Laden, then they come out with the news. And truly, 3G days are numbered. We remember Shekau now. Then this certain Nigeria started asking how many lives Shekau get. If they say they have killed Shekau, the next day you see Shekau. But since the end Shekau, we have never seen Shekau again. And I quite believe that all these terrorists, their days are numbers. General Iga, release. He's talking, giving experience of what happened to him. How he was mounted with, where he was kept in the custody of snakes, scorpion, hyena. Thank God that they didn't kill him. He is back to tell the story. He's an ex-general. So he should use the intelligence over there to see how they will end insecurity. That is it. He should use the intelligence to end insecurity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Salasi. And we have this one from Honorable Edward from Apple.
Good morning. I greet all the family of good morning. I greet all the family of Eagle FM. My name is Honorable Edward from Apple. I want to talk about Natasha case. That woman deserves her seat unconditionally. I want to tell you something. I complained right from the beginning because I am in the system. I knew to recall a serving officer, a serving officer that is voted massively like that woman. It is difficult. Anyone at all, someone that is voted to recall in Nigeria, our constitution. In our constitution, it is difficult. It's a long process. I said this from the beginning. Look at where it's coming now. That day when the petition was filed, I said, has this signature been confirmed? How many people signed? How many people voted for her? I said, look at the result now. When she traveled home, what did you see? Look at the crowd that was there. The crowd was massive. So how many people that signed against her? This is becoming personal. For the Lagos State man or woman, or that person who is saying non-indigenous should consider leaving Lagos. Honestly speaking, by the time non-indigenous will leave Lagos, Lagos will be empty. Lagos is developed because it was a federal capital. That is why they are looking at it like that. Without non-indigenous, Lagos will be nothing. They will start looking for these people to come back. And that statement should be withdrawn because it's not good hatred in this country. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward from Apple. And talking about suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti, some Nigerians, I really do not have the right figures to now conclude that majority of Nigerians have thrown their weight behind her. But if you see what is going on across social media platforms, it's more like she is the heroine of our time. People actually think that she's like the woman king, and some are even encouraging her to pick a ticket for, the governorship seat in Kogi State, maybe in 2027, but you really never can tell. But the fact that INEC has actually said the recall process did not meet constitutional requirement, does that really put an end to the trials of suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti? Our fingers are crossed really to see how things would actually pan out in the days to come. But at this point in time, we'd like to encourage you, our dear listener, to please grab a copy of any of these national dailies to read through the reviewed headlines, because the truth is the headlines can be very catchy sometimes and maybe want to trigger your emotions. It does not end there. So grab a copy, get details to read through, and get up to speed with exactly what is going on across the country. I would like to state very clearly that the views expressed on the show this morning were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. It is, of course, your radio experience that you can always count on. Vicky Vic will be right here in a bit, and I will be back at the 9 o'clock hour to talk about the stern warning that ICPC has actually issued to local government officials, and let's see if that can really bring about some sort of accountability and transparency with local government funds. My name is Omo Hefe Peace Osemere. Good morning.